allowed to do by making movies is to cheat like hell. But try and keep it as close to the... I think the closer it is to the truth and the closer it is to the technological feasibility, then it becomes that much more interesting. And if it's a film like I'm going to do, then it becomes that much more frightening. Yeah.
Well, you said when you were talking about Alien that some people criticize it for lack of characterization, but it's interesting to see that Sigourney Weaver, by the way, everybody, what a she was voted by many fans to be the greatest female character in the history of science fiction, and I don't think that surprises a single person in the theater. Could you talk a little bit about her performance, and also, I mean, because that movie was so lean, what do you think it is that came through that really connected with people?
I met Sigourney, who hadn't done a movie. She was, but was beginning to get known off Broadway, and we were casting, and everyone else. I had everyone but her. In fact, I didn't have Sigourney cast until I think almost 3 weeks before principal photography, because I tested her with the test I could have cut into the movie. I tested her on the sets as they were being built. So that would put me, I don't know, a month or 5 weeks out. So Laddie was going crazy saying, you gotta make your mind up. I said, yeah, but I can't, I can't find it yet. And I heard about this girl. I just dug up some photographs out of the archives, actually, which are spectacular. That this big of her as like a baby. She's a baby, She looks 23, 24. And I went to meet her in New York, and she had a very good bio on, her capabilities as an actress, and very, very, very smart. And her dad was Pat Weaver. Her dad was Pat Weaver, is that right? Who started CBS, is that right? Anybody know that? Is it Pat Weaver?
I believe so.
Yeah. So I met her, and immediately just the sheer physique, because she came in high heels. I mean, I'm like not a midget, but I'm a 5'8", and Jesus Christ, I was always looking at her like that. And I walked into the restaurant, and I felt like she'd hold my hand. I felt like Mummy. Yeah?
Did you like that?
I said, we're going to have to test. So she tested, and that was it. It was a great test. You could have cut it into the movie. And it must have been hard for her, though, because there was so little dialogue, but the dialogue that existed was, I think, pretty damn good. But it was austere, I call it austere, and so it doesn't give you a lot to get into. There's no 5-minute scenes, right? And the last thing for her will be, she will gradually earn the position during the drama that she was suddenly coming to the fore. Because when you see her at the kitchen table at the beginning of the film, you think, okay, she's going to be the first one to go, in a big, gory, horrible mess. And gradually during it, when she takes over from Yaphet Kotto, tells him to shut the fuck up. I was yanking Yaphet Kotto's chain, saying, go on, get it going, get it going. So Yaphet was pushing her, and she lost it, which is great, so it's on film. And I just kept silent, she kept going, it was great. And she's great intuition, and great thinking, great elegance, and physically very, very good, fantastic. So it was rare, it was a rare experience, good.
Absolutely, and the next film that we're showing tonight, Blade Runner, the star of that film, last time you and I spoke, you told me the story about when you talked to Harrison Ford about being in Blade Runner. He came to your door in London.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell folks, he came to the door and he wasn't dressed in street clothes, was he?
No.
What was he dressed in?
I was right in, and we were casting and building, and I'd heard that this film was being made called Indiana Jones, and it was being made up at Elstree in London, and I'd said to the studio and my partners, I want to cast this guy called Harrison Ford. And somebody said, who's that? And I said, well, he's the guy who drives that funny circular vehicle in the Maltese Falcon. What's it called?
Millennium.
And they said, oh, him? Oh, okay. And I said, yeah. I said, and they said, why? I said, well, because if Stephen and George have decided this guy is the star of Indiana Jones, I think you want him to follow in this film, because I think it sounds like it's a good idea. And, so I waited one night to meet with him, and he said, oh, I'm filming, I'll dinner, okay. And he turned up, I think around about 11 o'clock at night, and but he came in straight from the set, so he still had on, I think, this cotton hat, leather jacket, unshaven, boots, sat down and said, I'm really sorry I'm late, dude. And that was it, that's the first time I met him. So he had the Indiana Jones gear on. And that was it. He found the script very interesting, and although the script read, I think the script read really, really well, because it was full of, when I say prose, description, as well as some pretty damn good dialogue, I think. So.
Well, I'm not sure I can think of a film that ages better than Blade Runner. I mean, it's a little startling, actually, in fact, that the film seems better today than any other time I've ever seen it.
See, I was right the first time, you guys were wrong.
Now, much has been made of sort of the friction that was between you and Harrison, but do you think that that's been overstated on the making of the film? Would you say that was overstated?
Yeah, it's always overstated. I mean, there's always, skull and air flying with Russell now on set. I mean, I've worked with him 5 times, and there's always like, and what it does, it keeps you honest, because if there's that tension, then everyone's paying attention, and I think it was a very difficult world to climb into, because I knew exactly what I wanted. Again, because I had been a designer, and once again, I was very influenced by Mobius. And just peripherally, I don't know whether Mobius recognized it later on or not, but it was there. And so, for me to describe what's happening all the time and why it's raining all the time drove me nuts. So I got very bad-tempered. And I said, well, it's raining because I wanted to fucking rain, okay? And so the fucking taps on. And I got fed up explaining myself. And fortunately, I got a very good cameraman with me,
Yeah.
And with him, he would bring his first-class unit. And because I'm a camera operator, because for instance, on Alien, I operated on the whole thing, and the duelists, and the Legend. And if you're an operator, it's really frustrating, because it's a bit like being a surgeon in the room on a heart operation, and you can't touch the patient. So I'm standing there with Jordan and his guys, and it got tense, because I'd say, I want this and that, and why? And I said, because. I actually said, because that's what I want, okay? Because that's the job. Somebody, filmmaking is a team effort without any question. And usually the better you are, the better the team. I mean, people say, well, you've got an eye, you don't need a good camera. You kidding? I need a great cameraman, because I'm going to either give him a jolly good time, or he's going to have a really hard time and enjoy it at the end of it. That's the deal. I'm like the coach, And so, at the end of the day, on the movie, somebody has to be autonomous. Politely, preferably, and politically, nicely, yes. Someone has to say, we go that way. Otherwise, that's where you get these budgets. What? When you get committees, that's when it gets right out of control. So.